Welcome back. I'm speedrunning from the law. This is going to be another installment in my tutorial series where we are speedrunning Super Mario 64 70 star, and we're doing that with beginner and intermediate strategies that anybody can learn. Now today I want to hop back into Tiny Huge Island and take a look at the tip top of the Huge Island star. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in here and show you exactly how this star should look, and then I will hop back in and explain how to do it all. Before we get started, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. And if you have any comments, positive things to say, criticisms, jokes, whatever, just drop it down below. I do read them all. Thanks a lot, guys. So that's how the star should generally look. Pretty movement-based star. Again, there are a few little nuances that you should be aware of that I will point out that will make your life a whole lot easier, however. So, let's go back in and kind of take a look. So, first order of business is to decide whether you want to proceed with a neutral Lakitu cam or a C-stick down. I do prefer the C-stick down Lakitu cam for this because when we get up to the top of the pipe, we'll be able to see much more when we're trying to get that roll out into the pipe. But if you can do it with a neutral camera, you're perfectly welcome to. You can see things a little bit more closely if that helps you. So now we're going to start off with this wall clip up here. If you've already learned how to do this in some of my previous videos, you can skip ahead a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it again for people who have just tuned in for this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to clip through the wall up there. And to do this, we're going to start with a speed kick from here and take a roundabout way to face this way and long jump from this angle. And that will allow us to get this wall clip once we get over there. So make sure you get your speed kick to start your speed, and then you make a little semicircle so the wall is to your right and you are facing directly forward. Now to get this angle, you are going to have to hold a bit up and left just because of the way the camera is, just like that. And see how we end up basically on this wall over here? That is exactly where we want to be. Now, you see how when we have momentum and we suddenly push the stick in the opposite direction, Mario does a turn back animation like this. Well, that is the animation letting you know that if you jump at that moment, Mario will do a side flip. And that's exactly what we need. That is literally the whole trick. If you are in the right position over here and you do a side flip, you will clip through this ceiling up here. And so if you need a visual marker, this black splotch right here I have found to be a very consistent spot to do your side flip on and get it to work almost every time, just like that. Again, when you do the side flip, you literally don't have to do anything else. You can neutral the stick if you want, and Mario will just clip through, grab on, and get up. Very convenient for us. It's actually a very easy clip. If you happen to fall down, well, again, you want to do this in one motion. You just saw me do it. Stagnant, but it needs to be in one motion. So when your long jump is over, once your long jump lands, you immediately want to press back, and you will get that side flip, and you'll go right up. But if for some reason you don't get it all in one motion and you're stuck down here, you can literally just walk up to the visual cue I gave you and do the side flip. If you're still really having trouble with that and you can't get it without the momentum from the long jump, just long jump over here and do the Piranha Star instead inside this tube, which I will be covering in a video shortly if you are unaware how to do that. The one thing about this trick is you basically need to do it in order to do these stars. It's not an optional trick. It would take you forever to get up here. Without it, you'd have to start in the big painting most likely, and it'd be a nightmare. So you do need to learn that, but it is quite easy. So now that we're up here, we can kind of see why I prefer Lakitu Cam with the C-stick down, because the up gives us little vision of the pipe up there. And what we want to do, the quickest way to get into that pipe, now that we're facing this way, is to do a double jump, dive, roll out into the pipe. And this is for a few reasons. First, because it's just the fastest way to get up there. Second, because if you are in a kick or a rollout or a dive animation, Mario is unable to grab ledges, and the pipe's ledges are very easy to grab if you try to jump in it. So being in a rollout animation will completely prevent grabbing the ledges, and it's also just very fast, as you'll see. So what we want to do is 2 jumps like that to start us off. So that is the first part of this sequence, is a double jump. You want your first jump to be rather stagnant, maybe a little. You want the jump to come to about right here, and then we need our second jump to make it all the way up here. And we basically need to be holding forward for the entire duration of this portion of the sequence. We will be holding back or neutraling a bit later when we're in a rollout, but right now we need as much forward distance as we can get. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then the next step is to dive before we hit the ground with the second, with the double jump. We just see I dove there, and then the third piece of this would be before we hit the ground with the dive, we press the rollout button, which would just be the jump button. Oopsie. So again, to reiterate, it's going to be double jump, dive, and then press the jump button before you hit the ground with your dive, and you will roll out. So it's going to look something like this. And see, we got a rollout, and Mario landed right in that pipe. Now, oopsie, I'm back in the big world. We don't want that. Oh yeah, it's not going to spew me back, is it? Well, okay, I guess maybe we're just going to... I still want to talk about that portion of the star a little more. I didn't actually mean to go into the pipe. I was just trying to show what a rollout looks like. So I'm going to go back and hop back in the level to that point, because there's still some things I want to teach you. But yes, the basic sequence is double jump, dive, roll out, and then the rollout should be the thing that lands you in the pipe. With the rollout, before the rollout, you should have been basically holding forward the entire time. After the rollout, depending where you're at, there's a chance that you're either going to be rolling out too far, and a smaller chance that you'll be rolling out not far enough. The more common thing is to be rolling out too far, like that. And so what we have to do is you have to kind of use your independent judgment to know how far you are and pull back on the stick during your rollout or pull forward on the stick to make it in the tube here. So that is also largely dependent on where you end up when you clip the ceiling, because you can end up at different points when you clip the ceiling. You could end up far, you could end up closer. Like right here, I have made myself very far away, so I'm going to have to hold forward quite a bit. You see how I held back there so I didn't get in the tube. However, if I land right here, well, I've landed myself very close, and now I have basically gone over if I don't hold back. So you have to kind of be cognizant of where you end up getting this clip, knowing how far away you are, and that way when you do your double jump rollout, you kind of know where you need to move the stick on your rollout in order to get the distance to get into this pipe. But it's really not too hard, and if you end up having to just jump in, it's not that big a deal either. This doesn't save like a huge amount of time. It just looks really clean and it feels really clean, and it does save a second or two. But either way, we're kind of going for this right here. So we get in the pipe. Ideally, you want your rollout to... Oh, see, that's going too far over. I'm glad I showed you that. That's pretty much what it looked like if you go too far. The one before that was what it looks like if you go too short. And that's what it should look like if you get it right. You should just be going into the pipe without hitting anything. So now here, there's a few ways to get up here. The way I prefer is to do actually, do I want? Yeah, I want to see stick down. 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump, triple jump. Just like that. There is... Well, let me explain the sequence to doing that first. So, you're going to want to have a diagonal angle up and to the left. You want your first jump to be a jump kick. However, on the kick, you're going to really want to hold... You want to push forward until you get to the peak and then hold back on your kick. That way you don't dive. And then hold forward again before you land, because we need a lot of distance here to get the second and third jumps. So this jump kick is our first jump. And based on the height of this area, you are almost going to immediately land right here. And you will have to basically immediately press jump again to get the double jump. Then you will get the third jump off the slope. And the goal is we can run up for a second and jump dive onto this platform. This can be a little tricky maybe. It's not too hard to catch on. It's just 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump, just like that. Now note that if you miss the jump on here, you can hold the jump button and just spam the dive button. And as long as you're facing up the slope, Mario will just infinitely climb slopes this way. If you spam the dive button, you'll literally never fall until you hit a wall like that. So if you missed it and you need to get up, you can just spam it like that and jump. The other weird thing about this strategy is that if Mario is too far up to the left when he's jumping up here, the little Chuckya is going to see him, walk over, and grab him every single time. So if you're going to do it this way, what you need to do is stay low and to the right, and then then start running up at the last second and do a jump dive, and the Chuckya will ignore you. The other way to get up is to just walk over here and side flip your way up, basically, like that. Either way, we're going to end up somewhere right here. We want to Mario Cam. I can't stress this enough. Mario Cam, you will never get past this plank if you don't Mario Cam. And we're going to do 2 dives, then do a jump dive, and just jumping at the box. And that is basically this star, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, please put them in the comments and I will do my best to address them. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.